She suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human.
I mean, when I listen to Meghan, I am just reminded that there's nothing authentic there.
You're never going to convince anyone that you're authentic.
I'm working so hard. Is she really?
Why does she struggle so much with humanity?
So much for wanting a quiet life. After years of telling the world she left the royal family for peace, privacy and purpose, Meghan Markle has once again been caught doing exactly what she said she despised, chasing the spotlight. This time, the Duchess of Sussex was photographed at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday bash, hosted by none other than Jeff Bezos at his Beverly Hills mansion. Yes, the woman who claimed she and Harry stepped back to escape fame in the tabloids is now rubbing shoulders with reality TV royalty and Hollywood billionaires. And if that weren't enough contradiction for 1 week, reports claim Meghan is set to make her grand return to acting, starring as herself in a new film called Close Personal Friends. It's a storyline so familiar it's almost déjà vu, because royal experts are now saying what many of us have been thinking. Meghan Markle is becoming the new Sarah Ferguson. Two women who married into the firm, courted the cameras, and when it all went wrong, turned royal rejection into personal branding.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
But make no mistake, that particular playbook has never ended well. When Meghan and Harry left royal duties, they told us it was for privacy and independence, a simpler, quieter life focused on service. Fast forward to today, and what do we have? A Netflix docuseries blasting the royals, a podcast axed after 1 season, a lifestyle brand on the way, and now a return to Hollywood glitz. If this is what she calls a private life, then clearly we've redefined the word. It's exactly what Sarah Ferguson did after her own fall from grace, swapping tiaras for talk shows, scandals for sponsorships. Fergie turned her royal exit into a business plan, children's books, reality television, endless publicity stunts, and a fair few humiliations along the way. And judging by Meghan's recent moves, history is repeating itself. To be fair, Meghan's most public moments since leaving the palace weren't purely for profit, some were just for press. She's also sat for several high-profile interviews that shook the monarchy to its core. Her 2021 television special with Oprah Winfrey,
The idea of, I grew up in LA, you see celebrities all the time. This is not the same.
saw her speak openly about racism within the institution, her mental health struggles, and the lack of support she says she faced behind palace walls. Later, in both the Harry and Meghan Netflix series and Harry's memoir Spare, the couple detailed tensions with senior royals and their reasons for stepping away. Supporters saw these as brave attempts to tell their side of the story, while critics viewed them as calculated PR moves. Either way, the interviews marked a turning point, transforming Meghan from a royal wife into a cultural lightning rod. Now, let's look at this film. The former actress, who left her career behind to marry into the monarchy, is reportedly making a cameo as herself in a new Hollywood production. You really couldn't script the irony. The woman who said she was trapped playing a role within the royal family has now agreed to literally play herself on screen.
Also, I'm a little bit fascinated, right? The mother was born in America, the father was born in America, but Meghan is now telling us that she's 43% Nigerian?
This is the most ridiculous.
According to insiders, this is just her putting a toe back in the water. But Meghan doesn't do things quietly. She'll wade straight in if it guarantees attention, and the parallels are uncanny. Remember, Sarah Ferguson did exactly the same, appearing as herself on Friends in the 1990s, smiling for the cameras as the tabloids mocked her back home. Different decade. Same desperation for relevance. Let's be honest. Fergie wrote this handbook. After divorcing Prince Andrew, she styled herself as a relatable Duchess next door. It started innocently enough, book deals, charity work, interviews, but it spiraled into debt, scandal, and ridicule. There was the infamous cash for access sting, when she was caught on tape offering introductions to Andrew for £500,000.
Did you take the money? At one stage you had $40,000 cash sitting in front of you. Did you take it?
Absolutely, yes. And it was given to me and I got it in the car and then returned it straight away.
Once the scandal broke?
As soon as I knew it was a scandal, not once it broke, Michael.
There were weight loss infomercials, cringe-worthy reality shows, and later those awkward ties to Jeffrey Epstein that still haunt her reputation today. Fergie became the cautionary tale of what happens when a royal tries to turn their name into a brand. And now, Meghan's doing precisely the same. Glossy deals, media manipulation, and a curious obsession with controlling her own narrative while simultaneously begging for attention. Now we come to that Beverly Hills soiree, Kris Jenner's 70th birthday. It was everything you'd expect, opulent, over the top, and crawling with paparazzi. Oprah was there, Kim Kardashian, Mariah Carey, and right in the middle of it all, Meghan and Harry. Not exactly the picture of privacy, is it?
Yeah, so Richard Eden put together a great timeline on the Daily Mail about this, because I think that we forget that Harry and Meghan specifically told media at the time of Archie's birth that they didn't want to give him a title. They didn't want him to have any of the pomp because they wanted him to live a life as normal as possible.
Reports even suggest they weren't on the official guest list, which, frankly, makes it all the more embarrassing. Turning up uninvited to one of the most photographed parties in Hollywood is hardly what you'd call low-key. This wasn't about charity or service. It was about staying visible, rubbing shoulders with the people who run the fame machine. Some would ask the question, can you really spend years criticising royal pageantry, only to embrace Hollywood's version of it with both arms? Let's line it up, shall we? Both women married into royalty. Both claimed the press ruined their lives. Both launched independent careers that depended entirely on royal connections. Both courted Oprah for press. Both traded substance and service for celebrity. And both have ended up caricatures of the very system they claim to reject. Royal commentator Kinsey Schofield put it perfectly. Meghan's return to Hollywood reflects her inability to deviate from Sarah Ferguson's post-royal playbook.
We're not going to talk common sense up next. We're going to be talking about Meghan. Meghan, you remember her? Yeah, we don't like the news very often because she likes her private life, but the Duchess of Sussex is in the news after giving an interview with a US business magazine. What the hell they were talking to her about.
It's harsh, but some would say it's true. Because if Meghan keeps following Fergie's footsteps, she'll end up in the same trap. Adored briefly, mocked eventually, and permanently labelled as the Duchess who couldn't let go of fame. Fergie's life is a roadmap of warning signs. For every interview or book launch, there was a debt. For every photo op, another scandal. And for every comeback, another fall. She went from being one of the most popular women in Britain to one of the most pitied, all because she couldn't resist the money and cameras. Meghan might want to take notes, because fame is fleeting. And what about the men in their lives? Fergie's lifeline was Andrew. Despite their divorce, she clung to him financially and emotionally for decades. Even now, she's living under the same roof at Royal Lodge while he fought to keep it. For Meghan, it's Harry. He's her link to the royal name, the title, the global recognition. Without him, she's just another ex-actress in California. Both women promised independence, yet both still depend entirely on the royal association they claim to despise. The irony is almost poetic. Meghan's downfall isn't about nationality, gender, or race. It's about consistency. She says she's not interested in titles, yet insists on being called the Duchess of Sussex at every opportunity. Every time she speaks of integrity, her actions tell a different story, and the public has noticed. We've watched Fergie burn through her credibility, and they can see Meghan heading down the same road. Fergie was once flavour of the month in America too, until her scandals became punchlines. The same cycle will repeat itself. The novelty of the modern Duchess will fade, and Meghan will find herself scrambling for the next platform, the next payday, the next reinvention. Because that's the curse of fame without credibility. You can't ever stop performing. So here it is. Fergie left the royal family and turned her downfall into a soap opera. Meghan left and turned hers into a streaming series.
We don't like you, Meghan Markle, and no amount of posting videos that you think are going to humanize you will make us like you. You've already shown us your true colors.
Fergie sold access. Meghan sells stories. Fergie played herself on Friends. Meghan's playing herself in close personal friends. Fergie talked about service but lived for scandal. Meghan talks about privacy but lives for publicity. Same plot, different production values. And just like Fergie, Meghan may soon discover that no amount of glitz can hide the cracks in a carefully curated image. So we're left with one question. If Meghan Markle truly wanted a quiet, meaningful life, why does every move involve the cameras and press? If she wanted distance from the royal machine, why does she keep using the royal brand as a passport to Hollywood? And if she genuinely wanted to be different from Sarah Ferguson, why is every chapter of her story starting to look like a rewrite of the same one? Because the truth is this: Meghan didn't leave the monarchy to escape the spotlight. She left it to own and control it. And like Fergie before her, she's about to learn the most important lesson of all. You can't outshine the crown when your light depends entirely on its reflection. Because at the heart of both women's journeys lies the same contradiction: the need to be adored by the very system they claim to reject. Both Fergie and Meghan talk about liberation, yet neither seems capable of stepping out of the limelight long enough to find it. They crave applause, but resent the scrutiny that comes with it. They want to tell their truth, but only on their terms. It's a never-ending performance, one that blurs sincerity with strategy and public sympathy with self-promotion. And that, perhaps, is why both stories feel less like acts of rebellion and more like sequels in a never-ending royal soap opera. And if you look at where they are today, the parallels are striking. Sarah Ferguson reportedly has plans to relaunch herself as a motivational speaker after being cut off financially by the palace. Meghan, meanwhile, is gearing up for her next big chapter, quietly developing new Netflix projects, rebranding her lifestyle venture American Riviera Orchard, and surrounding herself with the Hollywood elite as she rebuilds her image in California. Both women, decades apart, are clinging to reinvention as survival, refusing to fade, even when the audience grows weary of the act. So, what do you think? Is Meghan Markle carving her own path, or simply living out the sequel to Fergie's royal circus? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you'd like more royal deep dives, scandals, and stories, make sure to subscribe.